So, yeah, it's, like 20 after 7, which means my alarm clock is gonna go off in about 10 minutes, to get up for school. And, um, still haven't slept at all. And I got about 3 hours sleep, the night before, I guess at this point. Still last night to me, but I guess technically now it's the night before last. Um, so I don't know, like I've always kind of been an insomniac, but um, like I'm really tired but wide awake at the same time, and I hate. I don't. I don't know how I do that. Pretty much all the time. So I'm hoping once I get kid off to school, I'll get a little bit of sleep. But I just talk a little about my health issues. I have fibromyalgia, which is for me very painful every day. Some people they have it and like they're good most days, and they just have flare-ups. I definitely have flare-ups where it's worse, and that would be one of those times. But I'm in pain pretty much every day. I do use opioids to help control it. I also have myasthenia gravis, and my pain really seems to trigger that. So, like, if I can't keep my pain level down, then the MG comes into play. And what myasthenia gravis is an autoimmune disorder that attacks the receptors on your muscles for acetylcholine, which is a neurotransmitter. It's the chemical that your nerves send it out to tell your muscles what to do. So basically, if the, my immune system is killing the receptors on my muscles so they can't get the acetylcholine, so they don't know what to do. And the more you use a muscle, like, the more likely it is to tire. So, like if you're walking really far, then your legs will give out, or if you're trying to lift stuff, your arms will give out, and then it can affect any voluntary muscle, which includes the lungs. And I've been diagnosed. I was diagnosed November of like 2016, October or November. So I've known that I've had it for about a year. I've been having symptoms at least 2 years. Not sure how much of my instability when walking is due to the MG and how much of it is due to the fibro. Sometimes it's kind of hard to tell what's causing what. Like, what's good for one disease tends to not be good for the other. So, like, Lyrica and Neurontin are really, really good drugs for fibro to help with pain. Unfortunately, they're very, very bad drugs that trigger the MG. Heat is helpful with fibro pain, but it triggers the MG. Mestinon is a drug that works really well for MG. For some people, it works well for me, but it sorry, I'm tired, and I'm definitely having like fibro fog moments where my brain is just not working. And of course, that can be the MG too. The Mastodon's good for the MG, and it did like really like help with my double vision, which is an MG thing. But it increases muscle spasms, which is part of the fibro. So it sent my pain level through the roof, and I just couldn't take it. Prednisone is good for MG. I don't know that it really hurt the fibro or agitated the fibro at all, but like I turn into a monster on that. I don't sleep at all. Like I don't sleep much now, but I don't sleep at all. Like I went like 2 weeks with like never sleeping more than a few minutes on prednisone, and I get really, really hungry, and I get really, really angry. Like, my kids laugh because, like, I make, sort of funny threats at times, like, you know, when they're misbehaving, and then, like, I'll be like, you know, if you guys don't act right, I'm gonna take a prednisone and be all over you. So, you know, and that's a scary threat, in the house. Like, I mean, not that I ever would hurt them or anything, but, like, I'm not a fun person to be around on, prednisone. So, I got, like, probably 3 minutes till my alarm goes off. So, I'll probably talk more about my illnesses. Oh, one thing that, both of them are kind of also triggered by a lot of the same stuff, but, you know, one thing that is really, really bad for both the fibro and, the MG is, lack of sleep. So thank goodness I am a raging insomniac, because that just makes my life so much easier. But yeah, stress, illness, obviously the pain triggers the MG, but stress and illness could trigger both, the MG and the, that's another thing, like exercise is good for fibro, but, you know, MG, your muscles will stop working, your lungs will go out, and you'll die. So not so much. Like, I can walk, but, I have to be careful otherwise. And, I've had a couple scary kind of, instances with my lungs. Like, I had, like, also I have trouble swallowing, even, like, water. Either, like, the muscles in my throat will get stuck in the middle of a swallow, or, it'll kind of, like, I'll get, like, halfway through a swallow, and then it'll just repeat, and be, like, stuck in a loop. And I've had a couple instances where I almost passed out from that, but, like, Halloween, I was eating a piece of candy, and, that happened, and some of it went into my lung, and I was aware some of it went into my lung, and, yeah, I ended up with really bad bronchitis within, like, 2 days. I'm lucky it didn't turn, like, I didn't get pneumonia from it, but, because that's a real danger, with food or, liquids aspirating into your lungs when your throat doesn't work right. And then, because I can't take the prednisone or the mastodon, that leaves immunosuppressants, so, like, you aspirate something into your lungs, which causes an infection, and you're on immunosuppressants, so your body, can't fight off the infection, that's a real danger. And like, I don't know if it's doing it, but like sometimes like one of my eyes will droop more than the other, or like they won't quite focus together. So if my eyes kind of look like they're going, oh, there's the alarm. It just didn't make any noise because I have the camera on. But yeah, if one eye is drooping or it looks like I'm looking in two different directions, that's because of the MG. So I'm gonna go wake up Kit, and hopefully once she gets off to school and my husband gets home and settles in, so he's not constantly going in and out of the room. Hopefully I'll get a little bit of sleep today. So I guess that's it. And again, if you have a question, leave a comment and I'll try to answer.